Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the post news on 11th March newspaper front page dawn. ECC okays rupees 7.8 billion Ramadan package for utility stores. Allows import of cotton from Afghanistan, Central Asian republics. Commission for oil companies, dealers increased. Two Punjab-based fertilizer plants to get subsidized gas. By Khalik Kiani. Islamabad, the government on Wednesday increased commission for oil companies and their dealers on sale of petroleum products, allowed import of cotton from Afghanistan and Central Asian republics through Torkham border, and approved rupees 7.8 billion worth of Ramadan package for utility stores. The decision was taken at the meeting of the Economic Coordination Committee of the Cabinet presided over by Finance Minister Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh. The ECC also allowed the provision of subsidized natural gas to two Punjab-based fertilizer plants, Fatima and Agritech, for 9 months with additional subsidy of rupees 2 billion to Sui Northern Gas Pipelines Limited. The increase in dealers' commission at the profit margin of oil marketing companies, OMCs, came a day ahead of a strike call given by the leaders of petroleum products. The petroleum division had moved a summary for 6.8% increase in margins for both segments in line with the rate of inflation. However, in the absence of a petroleum division's team, including the Prime Minister's assistant, Secretary and Director General Oil, the ECC increased the margins by 6% as an interim arrangement to ward off the looming strike by the dealers. As such, the OMCs will now charge rupees 2.98 on sale of each liter of petrol and diesel instead of the existing rate of rupees 2.81. Likewise, the dealers will now charge rupees 3.92 per liter on petrol instead of rupees 3.71 and rupees 3.31 on diesel instead of rupees 3.12. According to an official statement, the ECC approved the revision of commission and margins on the basis of 85% of the latest average core inflation with immediate effect, and directed that a study by the Pakistan Institute of Development Economics be expedited. The ECC also took up a summary Ramadan Relief Package 2021 on the directive of the Prime Minister to provide relief to the marginalized segments of society during the holy months. The Utility Stores Corporation, USC, would subsidize 19 essential items under the relief package, entailing a subsidy of about rupees 7.8 billion. The meeting was informed that prices of wheat, flour, sugar, and ghee had a significant differential vis-a-vis prevailing prices in the domestic market. It was told that procurement of essential items would start from April 1 to ensure their availability at discounted prices at 2,000 USC outlets across the country. The ECC also approved the summary of the Ministry of Industries and Production seeking a permission for operation of two plants, agriculture and Fatima fertilizer, from March till November to produce urea from SNGDPL-based plants to bridge the gap between estimated demand and actual domestic production of urea in the country. The ECC directed the Industries Ministry to closely monitor the demand-supply situation and take decision to import urea if needed as per requirement during the current year. The meeting also approved a summary of the Ministry of Commerce seeking permission for import of cotton from Afghanistan and Central Asian states through land route via Solkong border to bridge the gap between supply and demand and to ensure sufficient availability of cotton for promoting textile exports. The ECC was informed that it had granted such permission earlier to work out necessary arrangements for import of cotton via land route. The Commerce Ministry requested the ECC to extend the permission for import of cotton via land route during the current fiscal year. The meeting approved the request and ordered that codal formalities be fulfilled. The Ministry of National Health Services tabled a summary for exemption from taxes and duties import of auto and disabled synergies and raw material needed for local manufacturing of such synergies. Auto disabled syringes and raw material needed for local manufacturing of such syringes. The meeting was informed that there was a need to switch from conventional syringes to auto-disable syringes as reuse of conventional syringes was resulting in blood-borne diseases like hepatitis, HIV, etc. The ECC approved the summary in principle and directed the ministry to hold a follow-up meeting with law division to fine-tune details. The ECC considered a summary regarding exemption of federal excise duty on 10 soft-skin vehicles imported by the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO) to be used by Department of Plant Protection for locust control operations. The Ministry of National Food Security demanded a one-time FET exemption of rupees 10.3 million on the 10 vehicles. After discussions, the meeting constituted a committee comprising representatives from the Law Division, FBR, and National Food Security Ministry for further a discussion and submission of updated proposal before the ECC. The Ministry of Information Technology presented a summary for addressing critical issues of the cellular mobile industry for digital enablement, such as reduction in Nazra biometric verification charges, BVC, license renewal, and the further spectrum price, etc. After a detailed discussion, the meeting constituted a subcommittee led by advisor to the Prime Minister on institutional reforms and austerity, Dr. Ishrat Hussain, who Ishrat Hussain and comprising the Secretaries of Information Technology and Finance and Pakistan Telecom Authority officer to deliberate further on the summary and present it before the ECC. The Communication Secretary updated the ECC on the National Fleet and Logistic Policy NFLP discussed in an earlier meeting. The Ministry of Communications has segregated the proposals into two broad categories in line with an earlier directive by the committee. The ECC asked for discussing the proposals involving multiple stakeholders as envisaged under the NFLP through an institutional framework steered by the Deputy Chairman Planning for evolving consensus among all stakeholders, including provincial representatives, for a way forward. The Power Division had sought retargeting had sought retargeting authority. The Power Division had sought retargeting of power sector subsidies phase 1. However, the meeting directed the division to complete the analysis based on certain principles and come back with specific recommendations on thresholds and rates for consumers before the ECC by March 31. The ECC also approved 7 supplementary grants for worth rupees 3.42 billion. And in the end, the formal request, if you have not yet, please subscribe our channel and press like and bell button to get the fresh from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Goodbye.